Hello and welcome to a game of Dota 2. You're watching StarLadder Star Series. This is game 1 of 4 games today. It is day 21 of the group stages. That means that after today, there's only 9 days left. That's right, not very many days in total. We are, of course, still in Season 8, of course. We are going to see 2 games of Fnatic today. This is their first one. They'll be up against Mouz. For today, I am joined by none other than Drage. Welcome back.
Thank you, Shiver.
So, right now, I mean, this is one of the highlights tonight. I mean, Fnatic overall, they have only played 5 games, I believe, in total. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, Fnatic has only played 5 games, and not even that, because 2 of the games that we see that they have played are actually free wins that they got from playing, well, 4FC and Aspera, which, of course, both pulled out of StarLadder. So they actually, physically only played 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. But because of those 2 free wins, they are 3-4-2. Still doing really well, but I mean, there's still very little we can say about Fnatic in terms of how they are doing. Mouz, on the other hand, they've played 11 games, 5 wins, 6 losses. They started the season out quite strong, but have been hitting a bit of a rough patch as they've been playing with quite a few stand-ins lately. And once again, we've got ourselves a few stand-ins, 3 stand-ins by the looks of it.
Is it?
I think that Cat4KM is a stand-in. We know him from Aspera, of course. But Tricked and Tasty are both also not solid members of Mouz, so that's quite interesting to see them.
10 seconds
well, interesting. It's quite sad actually to see them struggle that way, and they are up against the full lineup of Fnatic, and that's not going to be an easy feat for them to defeat. We do have a Slarkban out, as well as an Alchemist, a Visage, as well as a Invoker. First pick goes the way of the Elder Titan, as in is the Elder Titan for Fnatic, and Crystal Maiden and Mouz. Crystal Maiden and Mirana picked up by Mouz. Wow, that was awkward. But strong heroes across the board, to be honest.
Yeah, and now the Out will devour as well. I don't like this hero so much because it's not so fun to watch, but it's of course a really good pick.
It is a strong pick.
Have you seen Fnatic anything recently? I have actually not seen them in so many matches recently, so I don't know in what shape they are.
They've had a bit of a break, as in terms of competitive games. It's been a while since they've played their last match. I can actually just check when their actual last match was. I really think it was already a while ago, but we'll take a quick look. It was up against Alliance for the playoffs. It was the 15th of December. That was last week. Yeah, oh, I remember. Because Fnatic and Alliance still had to play each other for the D2L third place decider for previous season of the D2L. Like for season 3. Oh. It's already season 4 right now. So it was a bit of an awkward match, just like, you know, we still have to play this one. But it wasn't last week, Saturday, I believe. It was a best of 3, they won up against Alliance, but the best of 3 that they had against Alliance before that, they actually lost, so... You know, it's,
that doesn't really say so much about the team right now.
Exactly.
I'm hoping to see them play good, but I was also hoping Mouz to play good, but with 2 or 3 stand-ins, that's not fun.
It is going to be quite risky for Mouz. So they have to have something up their sleeve that is a bit of a surprise pick for Fnatic that can throw them off their game, although it's very difficult to actually throw Fnatic off their game because they are such a solid team. I do like what they do though. Mouz, they now have a Bane Mirana combination. A Crystal Maiden Mirana combination could work as well, but I'm kind of hoping that this is going to turn into 2 duo lanes. Having the Bane Mirana off lane, Crystal Maiden and some solid carry on the safe lane, and a fairly aggressive mid, or at least, well, I say that and I realize that it's probably going to be an OD mid there as well, and there's not that many heroes that can do well up against the OD. And with the Razor already banned out, you still have the Kunkka, Lone Druid, Viper in there that all have a fair shot at taking down an OD mid, or at least at faring even up against an OD. But I feel like they need something to be having a constant presence in the game, or at least for the first 20 minutes.
I think they should double lane him. I mean, even those heroes that you picked, they can't really dominate OD. I mean, okay, with Lone Druid if you have a lot of luck, but it's really hard. Go double lane with Bane and Mirror, maybe. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think that could work out for sure. We do have Fnatic taking a long time about thinking what they're going to be picking here. And Mouz did start with 30 seconds less bonus time because they were the reason why we were late. They were just slow in getting their lineup together. But it is Fnatic that is the only team so far that has used any of their bonus time, and they are using quite a lot of it. It is an Enchantress that they end up going for. Now, Fnatic so far with an Elder Titan and an OD, both heroes need a bit of build-up time, so fairly passive for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Enchantress can totally change that around, because Enchantress roaming around can make both of those two heroes very scary. So I really like the pickup.
Yeah, and No-Tail is really good with this Enchantress. Many teams, I've seen them ban it out very early as well, so they're getting this in the third pick, so it's a nice pick.
Fnatic's turn.
Doom for Mousesports. Now, that's not one that I was expecting, but I'm hoping that's going to be a safe lane Doom. What we have seen, by the way, Cat4KM, of course, is standing here for Mousesports, but he has played a lot of offlane for Aspera before Aspera was left StarLadder. And he played a lot of Mirana, so perhaps they're going to start out with having the Mirana on the suicide lane with or without the Bane. Either one would work. And then Doom on the safe lane. I'm really hoping that is the case, because an offlane Doom hasn't really worked out in a while, or at least I haven't seen it work out in a while. And mid Doom is just not going to happen, and jungle Doom is too slow in my opinion. The Mousesports, I mean, I really think they need to have something. They can't let Fnatic play their game. It's just that simple.
Mousesports turn to ban.
Shadow Demon is such a good pickup here, though, because Doom, if you Doom someone and Shadow Demon can save them, it's really nice. You have to kind of go on the Shadow Demon. But I also hope that they're not doing the Doom offlane, because, like you said, lately it hasn't really worked out so well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I do like the Shadow Demon as well. I mean, you said like he can disrupt the target that is doomed. Outworld Devourer can do the same thing with the Astral Imprisonment, and all of a sudden you're doomed? Well, the spell that is gonna be, like, useless. It's gonna just be a bait for the disruption and Astral Imprisonment. I guess that's something. But it's not gonna kill anybody off unless you got someone completely singled out. So this Doom, Shadowblade, I hope for him. As we do have Mousesports banning out the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter Shadow Demon combination is something that we've seen quite a while back. Disruption setting up for a Rocket Barrage. Fairly aggressive, actually. I wasn't really expecting anything like a Gyrocopter. I'm expecting, or I'm hoping, that Fnatic is going to go for something that can be active fairly early on. Now, the Lifestealer already banned out. Juggernaut, also hero indeed, that can be active fairly early on, also banned out. Luna, however, still in the pool, and that's what I'm expecting for Fnatic, if they have the chance to pick her up.
5 seconds.
Yeah, you're probably right. I was thinking Kunkka is really funny to watch with Shadow Demon, but I guess that's too much to ask.
Mousesports turn to pick.
Well, it could work out. I mean, I'm not sure if it's good enough for late game. Queen of Pain last pickup for Mousesports. I'm in doubt. It can work out, but is it aggressive enough? I mean, yes, Queen of Pain is overall aggressive, but she does need a decent start before she can do enough.
Yeah, but I'm expecting this to be a Queen of Pain solo. Let's see, bottom. Mirana Bane middle here. Let's see if I'm right, but I don't think Queen of Pain's gonna go mid at least.
Up against an OD is not an easy matchup, and a Luna indeed, Fnatic's last pick. I like it, and I also like that I was right, because, you know, that's just a good feeling. But Luna picked up by Fnatic. It does mean, I mean, we are gonna see her probably just going for fast BKB, and then they can just push, because even though, apart from the Enchantress, they don't really have necessarily any specific pushing heroes, but with the Lunar Blessing from the Luna, if Fnatic groups up, what is Mousesports gonna do, right? They need so much on their like, Doom needs quite a bit of build-up time. Maybe if Queen of Pain is doing well enough, then they can indeed fight, but it's gonna be tricky. Mousesports has a lot of pick-off potential, not as much team fight potential as Fnatic does.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. And I mean, Luna, if she's leveling good, you rarely want to fight with her early without BKBs. But on the other hand, they have the Doom, and Doom is a really good counter to Luna. What happens if they remove the Luna? Even if she survives, the team fight is less, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, the Disruption and the Astral Imprisonment, I mean, even if they are used, it does mean that Era is put out of play for quite some time. So that's going to be indeed something that Mousesports will be aiming for. As, well, let's take a look at who is playing what. I'll see who is playing what on the side of Mousesports. We have got Cat4KM. He's not playing the Mirana, but he is playing the Doom. Looks to be a Doom offlane from the first glance right here. No supports in his near vicinity. In the middle lane, we do have Exist. He'll play the Queen of Pain. He'll be on the middle lane indeed, and well, I'm have to say it's not gonna be an easy lane for him at all. I'm hoping that for his sake he's gonna have a lot of help from his supports. One of his supports is tricked at Utah Dota. It is gonna be the Bane for him. Tasty will play the Crystal Maiden, and then last but not least it is Crit Mirana. I like Mirana's overall, but on a carry role, I would have really liked to see this in some different lanes. But I mean, of course, Mousesports, they're the professional players for a reason, and I'm gonna assume that they know better than I do. So let's hope that's true for their sake.
Yeah. On Fnatic's side, we have Trixie playing the Elder Titan, which is a perfect hero for Trixie because he's playing a little bit cocky, and you can really do that with his big hit. I remember one game when he killed both Ake and Admiral Bulldog when I tried to first blood him. So, in middle we have Honey playing the Outward Devour. I haven't seen him on that hero so much, but of course he can play anything in middle. And on an aggressive 2 trial lane we have Era playing the Luna, Fly playing the Shadow Demon, and of course No-Tail playing the Enchantress. And I'm guessing he's gonna go in the enemy forest, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he actually has a smoke with him as well, so might be looking to go aggressive middle lane if he doesn't succeed bottom. I'm thinking it's a really good lane for Fnatic to have, because right now they are getting free farm on Trixie and they're trying, of course, to shut down the Doom. I think for Cat4KM this is actually kind of great because he's getting a lot more farm than he otherwise would have. Mid lane I'd still put in favor of Fnatic, and if Fnatic is able to slow down the Mirana, which is considered for Mousesports at this moment to be their harder carry, then they only have, like, Mousesports would only have a Doom to fall back on. And as we already discussed, Doom's Doom is not going to be enough to really win fights, perhaps. It's all gonna come down to his farm. So we'll see. I guess the top lane is gonna be one of the more decisive lanes. If Doom has a good time, then I would still have hope for Mousesports. But if he doesn't, then it's... Because Crit, even though he might not die, he is still gonna get less farm than he otherwise would in a safe lane. But we'll see.
Yeah. But I actually think this Queen of Pain middle was... they thought that Fnatic would do something else in OD in middle. And that's why she's there, because this is a really stupid lane, Cheever. I have no idea what he's going to be able to do there, but let's hope he can do something, because if this OD dominates too hard, it's going to be really hard to win this game.
Yeah, I actually am surprised that Exist hasn't actually put any spells yet. He didn't put his points yet in any spells, so... Oh, now he does. In comes a Shadow Strike. At least he's able to turn some harassment around, but he is... I mean, the reason why you normally don't put the Queen of Pain there is because she does need her spell to harass and to get last hits, and she won't have mana at all at some point, because OD will just Astral Imprisonment her all the time. There is, by the way, Enchantress at work. We do have No-Tail roaming into his own jungle, but he put himself in charge of having a Wild Wing Ripper help out the middle lane. Queen of Pain, I mean, that tornado is just really annoying. And we have a complete rotation of Fnatic's bottom lane, by the way. Elder Titan now back bottom. It is the Luna that is back on top. So this will be less farm for Cat4KM. It is good news for Crit, though, because he can get his farm on, but it is still Mirana, so she needs a bit more than normal heroes, normal carries.
And I actually think that was Fnatic's try of doing a mind game. They expected the tri lane to be top, so two bad expectations there. But changing it up, this is of course much better for Fnatic, having a Luna free farming over having a Mirana free farming, don't you think so?
Yeah, Mirana just... She's not gonna come online as fast as a Luna would. That's just the facts of it. And then on the other side you've got yourself a Doom that is, because of the tri lane top, is rotated into the jungle, because that's the only place where he can still safe farm. Luckily for him, I mean, he's got Devour and he managed to get level 4 top, so he's not doing as bad as he would have if indeed that tri lane was there from the start. But he's still going to be leveling very slow, probably a lot slower than this Elder Titan is, because even though Elder Titan is now in the suicide lane, actually, he might actually be our first blood right here. Nice leap, Crit gets himself an arrow and a kill. Very nicely done. Bit too greedy of Trixie here, or at least, you know, I thought he was going to be able to farm just quite safely, but Crit proves me wrong.
Yeah, I thought so too, but Trixie has proved many people wrong with his aggressive play, so... Middle taking a lot of damage, but he can't think after because he has no mana, so... I think they need to have a lot of rotations towards the mid lane to get this honey, because Queen of Pain is well. He's actually doing quite well, but OD is winning, of course.
Yeah, OD is sitting on 18-9 with Exist on 12-5. I have to say I'm quite surprised that Queen of Pain is still getting this amount of last hits.
Yeah,
but
me
as
too.
you said, she needs support. She needs help, and actually, she's not gonna get help. She is gonna get stunned up at the center of no-tail after this disruption. Oh, nice blink. That's of course always something that Queen of Pain can do, and that's all got to do with the timing of the Centaur. Slightly off by no-tail. That normally doesn't happen. Queen of Pain does have a bit of a cast point for that blink. Needs a bit of time before she's actually able to blink, and normally you do have time to get that stomp in, but not getting the timing exactly right.
Maybe they want to have Queen of Pain here just because they knew that this no-tail is gonna rotate a lot. I don't know, but I still think it's weird. But I still think this Queen of Pain, as you said, is doing really well for being in this lane, even though she's far behind Honey.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Mouse Sports Courier fits completely with my HUD skin. It's funny.
That's not fair. I can't see your HUD skin.
Hey, can you not click on the share thing?
Well, maybe.
And then have mine in there? I don't know if it actually does the ones of observers. I know you can see the ones of the players, but I'm not sure about the observers. Looks like we're gonna have a bit of a push here from Fnatic top lane. Looking for tier 1 tower, and that's something that of course Fnatic has the power to do with that Lunar Blessing. The pushing power on the side of Mouse Sports not that strong, though they could make it a bit stronger if that troll, if the Doom eats a troll, then he would be able to get himself an army of skeletons, but it doesn't look like they're aiming to. So this first solid bit of gold is going to go the way of Fnatic, and there's not going to be taking anything in return for it, or perhaps they can get something in return for it. Elder Titan, no, Trixie, oh, he picks up a haste rune. Moonlight Shadow, it's not the Fate Time, oh my god, the Fate Time, just enough. In comes a Nightmare, holding out the Elder Titan. In the meantime, they go up on Honey. Honey is chased down by Cat for KM. Punches will come. Queen of Pain blinks forward as well. No mana for him though. Oh. There, just a bit of mana for a scream. OD drops. Trixie still going for Tasty. Still gets the kill in the end. Crystal Maiden had so much time to get herself away. Wants to be greedy. Wants to help out with the kill. Still dies for a Trixie. Back on the bottom lane now. And in the meantime, as if nothing has happened, the rest of Fnatic is pushing top for a tier 2 tower already.
Yeah, it's a hard push top, but this Maiden made a huge mistake there. She even gave that haste away to Trixie. She didn't need to do that. So that was a little bit weird. I don't really like the Maidens going in the forest like this, because now he doesn't have anything in the Crystal Nova, which would have been so good for that kill. I don't know, this maxing out Frostbite and not having Nova. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, I would have expected, like, normally you'd still see one level in Crystal Nova. Lately, the builds that we have been seeing are one in Nova, one in Frostbite, and then two in, at level 4 at least, two in the Aura. So yeah, it's an interesting item build, or spell build coming out from this Maiden. Hopefully for her it's gonna pay out, or for him it's gonna pay out. So far, I mean, that might have been able to help out earlier on, but, well... Let's see, from now on. We have got a smoke up. Crystal Maiden and the Bane, of course. Bane sitting at level 3, Crystal Maiden sitting at level 4. Quite low if you compare them to the supports of Fnatic. I mean, I know that an Enchantress isn't really a support, but still sitting at level 4 as well as Fly level 4. So slight advantage for Fnatic, but let's see if it makes a difference. Era, in comes some TP. Era will still get dropped. No, the disruption of Fly just in time. Fly himself, though, he'll now get picked up. One more hit from the Bane will do it. Era will go down still as well, but at least they get Mirana in return. But a 2-for-1 might still be more. The Spirit is still flying off Trixie, but they shouldn't be able to get in range anymore. Unless No-Tail gets a slow off, and he gets a slow off. The Crystal Maiden. Frostbite comes out, but Tasty, he can only just delay his execution. Last it goes away of No-Tail. 2-for-2 rather, and that is a support and a core for a support and a core, which in this case, I think, actually... slightly favors Fnatic, because as said, Mirana just needs a lot more to get where she needs to be compared to Era.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really nice disruption there in this really the last second. I even thought Era would survive, but it didn't.
Yeah, for a second there, I mean, yeah. The disruption was actually, it was really on point, it was really close as well. For Mouse Sports, if they would have had that kill before the TP was in, then they would have been able to kill Fly and get themselves out of there, and I think that would have been, of course, the better result. Mirana would have lived at least, and that was the most important thing for Mouse Sports to happen on that top lane. as it looks like they're not done with their aggression now for Mousesports. If this doesn't work out, if their rotations... Oh, they should be able to get this actually. Era is sitting quite low. And yeah, Nightmare Arrow. Hello. There we go. Nicely done. Bane with the kill in the end. In the meantime, in mid lane, we might actually... ooh, no. Hani just gets disrupted. I said. And then you should be able to...
Is that enough?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But again, this Maiden... okay, now he has the Nova, because when you put someone in the Frostbite and you get disrupted, you lose a lot of damage for that too. So it's better to have the Nova, which deals instant damage.
Yeah. And they get a tower off the back of that as well, so that's going to be the towers back to even. The kills in favor of Mousesports. It is the gold graph also in favor of Mousesports again with this rotation. It is just, I think all eyes on Crit, because he really needs to deliver this game. He has to be able to, like, the rotations that he makes has to be rewarding for either gold that he gets from farming or kills. But he can't waste any time unless they're hoping for that Doom to be the one with the most carry potential, which... You know, he is about done with the Shadow Blade. He just needs about 100 gold. And maybe then we're going to see Mousesports being even more aggressive. They have been the ones to force out the most movement so far. Yeah.
I don't know, this Doom... I like Doom as a carry, definitely, but it's like you said in the beginning, I think, it looks like a grim game for the actual Doom. Like that spell, because they have so many ways of dealing with that.
The only way is if he finds people alone. And they really need to get rid of those tier 1 towers if he wants to find people alone, because otherwise the backup of Fnatic is gonna come so fast. As we just saw the disruption up on Era earlier on already. As we have Fnatic, I mean, I think they should be able to take this Roshan. Maybe Doom can find someone there, but I don't think he's gonna be in time, and he would die otherwise also. So it's not the fastest Roshan for sure, but it should be fast enough for Fnatic to take it without contest. Indeed.
Radiant's middle tower
I'm giving it to Luna.
Nope.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Era.
attack.
His Helm of the Dominator is going to be his first real item after Treads. So he's going in for the long haul, or at least for the stable haul, let's put it that way. Just wants to survive. And is already back grouping up with his team again. They still have 2 tier 1 towers standing on the map on both sides, and for Fnatic, well, that's gold that they just can get for free, because I don't think that Mousesports want to fight 5 on 5, or maybe they do. They go, and Doom actually goes in Moonlight Shadow as well, but in comes the Sentry Ward already, so they would see the enemies. Yeah, there they go. Maybe they can still make something happen. Eclipse comes out from Era. Doom up on Era, but after the Eclipse, Crit, walk to the low ground, gets the Sanity's Eclipse, will make it out alive. Crystal Main so far the only one to drop. It will be the second one to drop right there. That is a Bane down as well, but Fnatic, they were completely ready for that. I think for Mousesports, it is very lucky that they've only lost only 2 supports. They might actually lose more though, because they're still standing here. Cat for KM pops a Shadow Blade. He's going out, should be able to make it out, and the Queen of Pain can just blink herself into the trees. She's actually still gonna get, almost spotted out. Now TP's out as well. That could have ended so much worse for Mousesports, I think.
Yeah, definitely, but I think Trixie was a little bit lucky there as well with his TP out. Did you see it?
Nope, I did not.
I don't think he even had 3 HP, so he was a little bit lucky. But of course, again, Fly is really good with the disruptions, and that makes a big deal in those fights.
Yeah. And the Earth Splitter was on point. Everybody of Mousesports had to move from it. They might not have all been hit by it, but at least forcing out the movement kind of delayed the fight for Mousesports as well. And they didn't have a Fiend script. That's also something you have to take into account, because both of the supports are still level 5, which is a very big deal. That Fiend script can just make the difference for Mousesports. They need to have that extra disable. They don't really have that much disabled to begin with. I mean, they've got the Frostbite, great, but someone can still cast spells, and the Nightmare can be taken over by Enchantress creep. So it's you know, they need the Fiend script. That's just what they need.
Yeah, definitely. And when I think about it, if you doom Luna and the Fiend script is coming out, you have to use the disruption or the Astral to cancel that thing. So that's a good thing actually for Mouse. But I don't know, it's really hard. When you have someone playing Shadow Demon like Fly does or other players who is really good, it's almost like you have to go for the Shadow Demon first, and that's not what you want to do in these fights, because there are so many other heroes which deal so much damage.
Yeah. But yeah, you do want to get the Doom up on Luna before she pops her Eclipse, which in this case, of course, didn't really go as planned. But it's yeah, it's something. We have a disconnect. No tail. Damn. Not here. Guess it's good for the LGD casters because they also disconnected. Looks like it is the Hand of Midas paying off. Hand of Midas paying off for Hani, by the way, who's highest on net worth because of it. But item-wise, I feel like he is missing something. Is this really all he has? I think so. It is like that Midas is helping him get very high on the net worth, but in fact, he was only sitting on treads and a null talisman. That's it.
Yeah. Mirona at least has a drum, but she looks weak as well.
Yeah.
These heroes doesn't have much damage. HP, and the armor is low on OD as well. I don't like Midas at all on him, but if he makes it work, of course it's good, because, as you said, his net worth is gonna skyrocket in the end.
Yeah, if this game goes very late, then he is gonna benefit from it for sure. It's something that Mousesports' lineup does not have, no Hand of Midas's, and that might be a reason to think that they are looking to end it between now and about 15 minutes. Trying to make sure that they are indeed going to win it early game, because they know that they probably won't be taking it late game. And to be honest, compared late game to late game, I would indeed put it in favor of Fnatic, just because that Luna is such a harder carry than a Mirana would be.
Yeah, definitely, and with OD backing that up, so it's definitely a stronger side of Fnatic if you go to the late game. But you need to get farm as well, and Luna is not really that farmed, even though has some last hits. I mean, Helm of the Dominator, of course it's good to protect your farm in the future, but really the only thing he has is power treads and a Basilius, and that's not a big deal to kill off.
Not yet, not yet. But yeah, Fnatic is the one, by the way, that went bottom, so they are not looking to play extremely passive either. And I mean, that fight bottom did just pay off quite big, actually. They got a tower on top of that as well. And they got 2 kills, might just be in supports, but they definitely exerted their dominance over Mousesports. If they can keep it up this way, if they can just force Mousesports to rotate while not getting anything in return, because that basically was the case on the bottom lane just now, then Fnatic is also going to be able to end it within 30 minutes. Hand of Midas's or not. They look pretty damn strong if they continue this way.
Yeah, definitely. Mousesports has to get kills and towers when they do things, and if they don't get that, they're gonna lose this game.
Trixie. I look to set something up. Trixie's by himself here. He does have some kind of backup. In comes an arrow up on Trixie. It does hit, but they're not gonna go in on it. There's too many threats coming out from Fnatic, as in there's a lot of people missing from the map. Of course, you would be fighting next to a tower people can TP into, and it's just too risky all in all.
Yeah, even though you could expect also Trixie to just be having a bad position and kill him.
Yep, which was actually the case.
Yeah, but I think all of them has TPs except not all of them. The Karras doesn't, so I don't know. The problem with Mouz, as I see it, the lineup is that they don't have something to really take down towers with, which they will need. I mean, even if they get 2 or 3 kills, they need to get towers to get the map control, as you said. But right now, I think the Fnatic is going to be able to handle those pushes.
Yeah, they are going to be trying to take out the last outer tower on the side of Mousesports. And with that, of course, completely have that dire advantage even more so, because if they would then try to take the next Roshan, it's not going to be possible for Mousesports to get there in time if they have to use the teleports, unless they're already standing close by. And that tower should have been denied, in my opinion, but
yeah,
that was a play. So at least that's going to be something that Mousesports still get. They get the tower. They do also get maybe a kill out of this one. Sonic Wave even used for the Shadow Demon can. Yes, Exist can blink away. That Demonic Purge still hurting him a lot, but he'll live through it all. I mean, that was good for Mousesports. They got a tower, they got a kill. Yeah.
Yeah, well played by this Queen of Pain. Both a tower and a kill, exactly what we talked about. That's what they need, so keep it up. Keep it up.
Yep. And keep up farming as well, which is something that Crit at the moment is not doing. He is forced to stand middle here. He is forced to be ready for a fight. He's sitting on 1900 gold. In the meantime, Tasty is still trying to farm a bit with his
Dire's top tower is under
with his
attack.
Frostbite. but also force middle right now. This tower, I mean, there is a fortification, but you don't want to use a fortification for this tower. Unless you're sure that your enemy team is not going to push on onwards. There's no deny coming in here either. Oh, that stomp! Up on 3. Sanita's Eclipse up on 3 as well. In comes the Aura Splitter. Mirana's already dead. Bane looks to make himself scarce out of this one, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch for KM. Looking for a way to help his teammate perhaps, but it's too late for that one. Double kill going the way of No-Tail, who does get doomed up, but Disruption will keep him safe. In comes an Eclipse. Crit! He bobbed back! He's dead already! Again, Era double kill! And in the meantime, the Enchantress will still go down. Exist jumping forward, screaming. That's still gonna be a kill, at least for Mousesports, but Exist is the last one to get him with the Doom to be alive. He's gonna be able to blink away, but it looks like they might actually lose their tier 2 tower as well. This time though, there will be a fortification, and I think that Mousesports should look to use it.
Yeah. Queen of Pain actually soon has an Orchids, which is really nice play by him. He hasn't died yet, and with an Orchids and a Doom, I think the team fights can look different. But this double kill on the bottom is a really big deal, Shiver.
Yeah, I mean that is, or you mean on the Luna, right? Not on the bottom.
No, I mean the fact that Mirana died twice.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal. I mean, she is. We've just been talking about it. She was sitting on 1,800 gold before that. Now she's back to 500. As wow, Crystal Maiden, what are you doing there? You're dead. I don't know why he was there. That was kind of awkward. Oh, arrow up a fly was a point blank though, so it's not very long duration. Some harassment coming out from the Starstone, but Fnatic, they're not looking to back off. They've got a mechanism. They've got Nature's Attendants. They've got mana boots. They've got the Essence Orb. Why would they back up? Look at their health pool. They're super healthy right now.
Yeah, they're really powerful in the bush, as you said.
Nicely done! That
Definitely
is called
nice.
blowing someone up. They Fiend Script Era when he came too close. Sonic Wave used on that as well, so ulti central on Era, but worth it. And actually Exist chasing forward. He might be in a bit too fast. In comes the rest of the team though. A Doom comes out up on the OD. The arrow will miss, but they're still chasing this. They will be finding themselves next to a tier 1 tower though, and they can't really chase all too far, as Mirana is still at least able to pick up an Enchantress. Trixie will live. Hani will live as well, and perhaps might be able to do something. His Doom had run out. He can fight again.
Doom is the low level. He needs his next level on the Doom here.
Yeah.
Oh, Hani is even going in. He's so sure about himself here.
Yep, he is. He's not gonna get some backup from his teammates, which is probably the reason why he didn't go in, or maybe Fly saying, "No, don't back." And yeah, he listens to his captain, like you know, good soldiers should. But it is going to be a fight that, I mean, even though Era got blown up, Fnatic, they got a tier 1 tower, they got a tier 2 tower, they've got multiple kills, and I mean, nice for Mousesports to keep themselves in the game. But that's the only thing they did. They kept themselves in the game. Perhaps Fly is going to drop here as well. Actually, one more hit needed, and actually the Shadow. Yeah. Oh, the heal. Denied. Never mind. That's going to be denied. Kill. TP out of the Queen of Pain. Should be able to make it out indeed. Yeah. The Shadow Strike was almost able to take over the Shadow Demon, but nice deny from No-Tail.
Yeah. And that was a shame. Queen of Pain is 3-0, and she has her Orchids now, which is a really good item here, so she could do some impact in these team fights, and I hope so, because right now it feels like, at least for me, that this game is slowly just going more and more in the Fnatic's favor.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is, I think, as well. I mean, for Mousesports, they need to keep the tempo going. They should be the ones to decide where, when, what happens, and for now it's been Fnatic. Queen of Pain is the one that can change that for Mousesports. She is the one that has the most impact in this stage of the game, considering the Doom, as we already mentioned, the Doom spell itself doesn't really have as big of an impact as you would hope for. I mean, he's got a Shadow Blade, but after initiating, he's not going to be doing that much anymore. Not with disruptions and Demonic Purge also. I mean, he's just not going to be fast enough to chase people down. So it's not ideal. They need that Queen of Pain to have a big impact in this game. Wow. I like this. Fly is gonna create some illusions to take care of a ward, but I think it's the illusions are not gonna make it. Nope. Nice try though. Very nice
Dire's
try.
top tower is
In the
under
meantime, Crit
attack.
farming here in the mid lane. He's almost, actually he's got his Yasha ready right now, so that's going to be a good item for him. In the meantime, Exist is actually forcing out a fortification on the top lane. They might not have that tier 1 middle down yet, but if they can get this tower, oh, army of teleports incoming. That's going to be a tower not in the nigh range, so that's good for Mouse Sports. And very low as well, while Queen of Pain lives. And forces out 2 teleports, so that's going to be another 170 gold down the drain for Fnatic. Are you still there?
Sorry, I muted my mic and I talked a lot with you. You didn't hear me.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
My bad, Shiver. No, that was a really good pick of the era, but
Yeah.
he still got this BKB, so he has his core item. But after seeing Quap, he's playing really good actually, so I'm impressed.
Yeah, he is gonna get ganked, but then again, his cavalry is on the way as well. And they are looking to see if they can make something happen. They'll find Fly first. They can put him in a Nightmare. Oh, never mind. Disruption came in first. Fly still frostbitten and silenced up. They will only get a Shadow Demon though. Hani made it out in time. Ooh, in the meantime, Doom finds himself. Trixie doesn't have Doom itself though. We'll just keep chasing him down. His Moonlight Shadow is gonna help out. The rest of the team is coming in as well. They will not be in time to kill off Hani again, but Trixie is gonna be blown up indeed. Sonic Wave even used for that one. That's a 2-minute cooldown for just Trixie, but they should be able to get a tier 2 off the back of this.
Yeah, but I think it's the right thing to do here. Shiver, use all the spells at once, because otherwise it's a risk they don't get the kill.
Oh, BKB on Era. He's gonna get crit with one more Lucent Beam, and he'll have it in a second. Oh my god, he lives! That bottle jar just kept him up. 48 health. It is Mouse Sports that's trying to back off. The teleports came in. The BKBs, the ultis were all used, but they're not going to get a single kill, and they still lost their tower to the Queen of Pain. That is a brilliant fight for Mouse Sports, though they actually were not fighting. They were just getting what they wanted and ran the hell away, and it worked.
Yeah, it really worked, and as you said, it's a brilliant fight for them, because now I want to say that they are in the lead, even though Fnatic looks good still. That was really important, and BKB was used, and Luna Ultimate failed. Do you think they can stop this Roshan though? That would be maybe too much to ask for, because Roshan is still a good advantage. They see it at least.
Yeah, they notice it. I'm not sure. I don't think they'll be there in time. They're gonna be there though, but it's too late, and you don't really want to fight a team that has an Aegis, even though they do know that Eclipse is on cooldown, and the BKB still for a couple of seconds as well. But it's too risky. Can't easily give everything away again. Might as well just hold on for another 20 minutes or so, or 20 minutes. What am I saying? For another 6 minutes until the Aegis is gone, and maybe pick up a couple of kills in the meantime. That would be great.
I don't know why I thought that was funny with 20 minutes.
It was a bit like random.
You should check a mirror if a blood vessel bursted in your eye or something. If something happened. No, I mean if you got a minor, I don't know, something with your brain. That, I don't know.
No.
Could happen.
It could happen, but this is just the way my brain works.
Have you never seen Stevie and Family Guy?
No.
No? I'm gonna show you a clip afterwards, then let's keep talking about the game.
Okay. We'll check that out later. We have Exist sitting on 1600 gold. As you mentioned, he hasn't died yet a single time, and he's right now above the farm of the OD that has a Midas. That's a big deal right there. I'm wondering if he can be enough, if it's enough, if they can make it work. We do have a smoke up from Fnatic though, and they're looking for a tier 2 tower bottom lane.
Yeah, and Queen of Pain has an orb and 1700 gold, so that's nice.
Yeah, what do you think he's gonna make? Side device?
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he's thinking about Lincoln's, but he couldn't. No, he couldn't be that stupid here. I think a side device is the only right thing to do. And there's a tower for him.
Yeah, they will trade a tier 1 for a tier 2 bottom though, by the looks of it. There's a fortification still ready on Mouse Sports, but they're not going to use it for this. I don't blame them. I mean, maybe if they get the tier 2 that would be worth it, but they don't get a tier 2. Arrow actually will miss. But they do make it out in time, or do they? They know exactly where Exist is. They're coming for him. They want him dead. Astral Imprisonment will hold him in place, or will it? Oh, blink in the trees, teleport out. The vision is too late. Nice escape. Exist really still nice. Not dying yet.
Do I know Exist from some other clan, or is he a part of Mouse Sports?
He is actually with the part of Mouse Sports that is there, together with With
Crit.
crit. Yeah,
Yeah. Are they Danish people?
I'm not sure.
Danish?
I'm not sure. I don't know, unfortunately. Why?
Now I was just thinking, I actually think they are Danish, so...
They are. I can check.
I think so, yeah.
Mouse sports overall is supposed to be Danish, but Crit is Danish, that's for sure. Ace and Rise are Danish, like they were all Danish. But I'm not sure if Exist is also Danish.
Oh, what's happening here?
Ooh. Moonlight Shadow might keep Cat for Game alive. Nope, in comes the Eclipse. No BKB used for that either, that was just a kill on the Doom. Moonlight Shadow was a nice attempt, but he only kept himself safe with that in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big kill, it's good to get Doom, but it's also a whole Eclipse, so I think they should force fights. They look strong here.
They're still in ages though.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's really true. Sorry, Shiva, I didn't even think about that.
Well, it might, actually, whoa, no tail. Just gets blown up. Fiend's Grip will still be there. The Brain Step to finish it off. Trixie's mechanism did not work out anymore. Perhaps they can get the Bane in return. Lucent Beam will keep him in place. Nightmare coming off. Teleport out from the Bane. The Lucent Beam was on cooldown, so he should be making it out alive. Oh my god, he just teleported himself out. That was insane. And that was a good retaliation kill.
Yeah, definitely awesome. And now Queen of Pain is level 16, and he has got his side of Wise if he wants to, and that means he has 2 disables, and I mean, if he uses the silence on the Shadow Demon, he can hex and go on anyone else, I think. Or the OD at least.
Yeah. That is, I mean, there's a hex on one, a silence on the other, a doom on the other, so that's 3 people being brought under control, and if you make sure that at least 2 of those are the OD or the Shadow Demon, that means that the doom itself, like the spell, is going to be having its full effect again. So, yeah, like Mouse Sports, they are looking back in this for sure. Even after Fnatic's hatred in the early game. They still, of course, are behind on towers, but that's only 1 tower. The gold graph is back towards the 0 line again, as well as the experience graph. It is all gonna come down to the nice thing that is called positioning, as well as, of course, who initiates when, and that might actually be Fnatic because they have smoked up. Oh, but they come from the low ground. And in comes, oh, what the hell, you should have seen, what? No, you're dead. Like, they come from the low ground, you could see that. Queen of Pain, run, dude! They might be, yeah, they should be able to get away. They only lost the Bane. I guess that's less bad than it could be. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's okay, I guess. It could have been worse. And actually Maiden has got a BKB soon, which is, it's a big item here because they don't really have anything that goes through BKB except the Demonic Purge. That doesn't stop her ultimate.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow is used. Fnatic is still hanging around here. They actually are kinda scared because they placed another sentry ward just in case there was an initiation going. But there was a bit of a random Moonlight Shadow, to be honest. Oh, they find crit, hexed up, killed off. The hex in return didn't really make a difference. Exist, all he can do is teleport himself out. In comes the pause. It's a tactical... Oh no, the Doom is disconnected, that's why. But, I mean, that was just hanging around too long. Getting too comfortable on that top lane.
And again, this 4 staff plus Sight of Vice on Auto Devourer is such a powerful thing. I mean, is there any hero available that survives that combination? It's like, it's so much damage and disable.
Nobody should survive that. I mean, it's too much, as we just saw. I mean, we see the cat lady still on the floor. That's how squished she is after finding herself under the hands of Handy. I mean, his Hand of Midas is starting to pay off, and this is where it gets scary for Mouse Sports. As I said about 15 minutes ago, Mouse Sports were looking to end it 15 minutes from then, so that would be around now, because now Fnatic's lineup is going to be really feeling that advantage that they have from having Midas and a Luna compared to having a Morana. The Manta style complete as well, so it's starting to get a bit troublesome. It's not over yet by any stretch. Of course, positioning is going to be the main factor here still. And if Fnatic gets caught out of position, they're still as likely to die as any other team. But they're if they meet 5-on-5 right now, Fnatic would win.
Well, I don't know if I buy that straight off, because that depends on how Queen of Pain is positioning. I mean, in theory, she could be silencing the Shadow Demon and the Doom is on Era and the Hex is on Honey. Then they don't have anything.
Yeah,
but that's theory.
But then again, it comes down to positioning. And if we're
Yeah,
not
like
talking
you said.
about positioning, yeah, well, that's hard to find the line between it, I guess. But if Fnatic gets the gets the initiation that they want, they would win the fight. If Mousesports get the initiation that they want, they would win the fight. That's what it's come down to.
Yeah. But it's these games are actually really hard because it's so important who goes first and who you can focus down first. And I mean, if you saw that Mirana, she died so fast.
Yeah.
So, and she doesn't really have anyone who can save her. That does Fnatic have though. So that could be the upper hand in the team fights.
Apparently, Exist is German.
Oh god.
Wow, that's not very nice of you to say. What's wrong with
Well,
Germans?
There's nothing wrong with Germans. I just thought it was Danish. So that was embarrassing for me.
Oh, okay. Excused.
Thank you.
Though barely.
Barely.
Barely. Oh, for all people inside Dota TV that have not heard our pre-game discussion, go check out a band called The Beards, and if you don't want to listen to their music, you should at least read their song titles. Thank you. The Beards. It exists.
Yeah. And I mean, that's actually a really big question here. We can talk about more between the games, but don't shave your beard, guys. That's all I can say.
There's a surprising little amount of people that have beards in Dota. Or maybe, I mean, Elder Titan has got a bit of a stubble, I guess. Ooh, disruption, still catcher, that's an illusion though. I was gonna say, like, I didn't see anybody there. But, you know, I'm starting to cast it anyway in case I was wrong, which I'm often, so. Well, that was an illusion. They got a scare for that one. We have a Blink Dagger Doom. A BKB on the Doom as well, I believe. Did I just see that? Yes. Blink Dagger, BKB, Doom. BKB almost ready for Mirana. Queen of Pain sitting on 1k gold already after finishing her side of the Vice. And the BKB on Crystal Maiden ready as well. And at the same time, the Shadow Demon is actually kind of poor, especially if you compare it to the supports of the Radiant team.
Yeah, this Maiden is gonna make a difference in the fights.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage from that freezing field, and I expect they do not really understand this. I mean, like, Maiden, you just ignore her, but they can't.
No, and on top of that, there's nothing that they can do to interrupt her while she's BKB. They don't have anything. They have to wait for that BKB duration to be over, so good luck with that in the 10-second BKB. So we do have Exist making a run for it on the top lane. Yeah, that's something that Mousesports is going to be trying to continue to do, just trying to split pushes. We have a wow.
No idea what that means. But don't you think this Shadow Blade is a failure here on Doom? I mean, he eventually got a dagger anyway.
Bye. Haha. Honey.
Boom.
Yeah, that's someone blown up. Just beside the Vice and sending his Eclipse and it hurts. Maybe that's why he's had a preemptive wow. That might be it.
That would have been really cool if he did. He could foresee what would happen.
Yeah. Oh, crit. Leaps into the forest. Teleports out. And it's gonna make it out.
Oh,
So close.
made me worried for a while there.
Yeah, but it is something that they should be doing, split pushing. Making sure that Fnatic cannot go for a push. Because if they do, if they get the initiation that they want, then like, the pushing power on Fnatic is so substantial that I think that if they start pushing, especially with the Luna with their bouncing blades, if they reach the base, it's going to be over real fast for Mousesports, so they can't afford that to happen.
No, and this Luna is starting to become a real force to be reckoned with. I mean, she has a mana style and she has another 3,400 gold. And this was something you talked about earlier. The later the game goes, the more it benefits the Fnatic, and they're showing it now, I guess. I mean, both OD and Luna is really farmed.
Yeah. It's also, I mean, they are now on top of the net worth, and even though Queen of Pain is able to keep up, Exist is just not the same caliber kind of carry as it was called earlier today. Queen of Pain is a soft carry.
Soft carry, I like that.
You have hard
Is that
carry,
like a
you have
soft drink?
carry.
Under attack.
Well, hard carry, soft
Radiant's
carry.
top
It's still
tower
carry,
is
but it's
under
kind of
attack.
soft.
I don't know why I laughed about that. Oh, middle.
Oh, next
that's
up,
really
it's just
nice.
the Bane, but it's still gonna be a reason why Fnatic could be fighting, because that's one extra disable gone. No Fiend Script. Oh, they go in actually. They get an arrow up on Notio. Can they do the damage? Disruption comes out on Fly. Sentry Ward goes down. Blink away from the Bane. Doom, rather. He gets himself out. It was pretty close. Leap away from Crit. It's a bit of a delta split going on here. Crit's still waiting for him to perhaps go in as Era gets hexed up in the middle lane, but Exist can't really go in on that. He knows it. Backs off as well. Looks like all is safe again. But Bane is back up alive, and both teams, I think, are very well aware that Roshan is back up. So that's the reason why we see both of the teams kind of skirmishing a bit, seeing who can get the upper hand and if someone can take Roshan off the back of it. Maybe Mouse Sports is actually giving Roshan up? Looks like that.
Yeah, they might have to do it. I think Tasty did a really good job farming that BKB, but now he's just farming too much. He's not a carry hero.
You forgot to push the talk for a bit?
Did you lose me?
Well, you kind of dropped out after you said he's not a carry hero, and then you were still.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Oh.
He's not a carry hero, but he's farming so much, and I don't know really for what. And what Mousesports needs to do now, Shiver, is really look for the fights, which they haven't been doing. They have just been accepting this OD, force staffing in and hexing them, which is if they do that one or two more times, this game is over for Mouse. So they need to be the one looking for fights. And if you look at the minimap, why is Maiden in that top lane getting her level 12? What's the point with that?
Well, I don't know. She has got quite a lot of money as well. The one thing that I am missing from Mousesports right now, they've got a ward up. That's great, very defensive ward. But as you said, they should be the ones to find the pickoffs right now. And to do that, they have to get the more aggressive wards up. And I know that OD has a Gem of True Sight, but that is all the more reason to try and find those ward positions where other people cannot see them. Like on high grounds, knowing where they are not scouted out. I mean, there's still a place for a ward at the high ground in the Dire Jungle, where there's no vision for Fnatic, because Fnatic, they are quite comfortable in their control over this game, and why shouldn't they be? I mean, they're together almost the entire time, so regardless for Mousesports, it will be tough to find the pickups, but they would be indeed the one to find someone, and they can kill him off, because Mousesports, they're just slightly falling behind at this point, and Fnatic knows it.
Yeah, and now we have a Lincoln Sphere on Honey, which is actually a really good item here. And I love Honey as a player, and he remembers me why. This is so smart, because now they can just jump in on him easy. And meanwhile they're pushing bottom. I mean, this Doom is kind of farmed, but he wasted, in my opinion, so much gold on the Shadow Blade, which he can't really use in the fights anyway.
Hasn't really paid off as of yet. Two towers for one tier 2 tower, so towers are even again, but as mentioned, the pushing potential of Fnatic is just so immense. And coming out with and a Manta Style and illusions from the Shadow Demon, this tower is already down to half health, and they need to fight right now. Lincoln's is up on Era, will be burned off. Can they actually do something here? Is the Fiend Script gonna be there? They might be. Hello? No? Just let the tower die. Okay, that's just fine as well. Now they go in, or at least now the Moonlight Shadow comes out, and that should be the way to go up. In the meantime, the Fiend Script is going to be already broken. BKB turned on for air. In the meantime, Cat4KM has already used his Doom, was fighting on the back end of things, but it's just a way to split out fight. Exist still gets a kill on the Shadow Demon, which is great, but now he is going to be in trouble. He'll get punched by Trixie if he doesn't run from this one. BKB is already off from Trixie and Era again. There's still Cheese up, there's still an Aegis up. They can still fight this. They still have a very dominant position here in this fight. No-Tail chasing down Cat4KM, forcing him outside of his base. And that should be enough to take the top lane of Rax, and perhaps even more, with all the tier 2 towers gone. I don't think that Mousesports has an easy job to come back from this. They're still on Aegis. The cheese is still not used on Trixie, so this is gonna be a do-it-or-die kind of fight for Mousesports if they don't win this one. Oh, they don't. Sanity's Eclipse brings up Mirana again.
Oh.
Bane goes down again. Aegis finally gets burned, which is good. Freezing Field also comes out, but Crystal Maiden not able to do her work as much as we were expecting here too. Era unstoppable. The only one that died was actually Hadi, because he did not have an Aegis nor a cheese. But I mean, they just dominated the fight. They killed off 5 heroes, and then they made sure that 3 of those bought back, and 2 of those died again for the second time. BKB turned on by Doom.
Yeah.
We'll try to go for no-till, but that shouldn't be getting the kill there. Oh, blink forward, getting the kill, but that actually killed himself. That was not worthy of the trade. That was so not worthy of the trade. But they do force him out in the end. Queen of Pain, the only one left alive, but Fnatic, they show mercy. They leave the base.
Yeah, but this Luna is getting... No, it's not getting. She's already out of control now. She has a butterfly and another 4,400 gold, so... I'm afraid to say that that was the GG for Mouse Sports. I don't know why they stopped being aggressive. They played a really good game in my opinion, especially with using 2 Satanists, don't you agree?
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, Mouse Sports, they were looking okay at some point, and I had faith in them again, but then they started playing too safe.
Start farming.
Farming.
If you want to farm on Maiden and let Luna farm meanwhile, no, that's not a good idea.
No, we just saw the power of the Bouncing Blaze, of the illusions coming out with the disruption, as well as, of course, with the Manta-style illusions. There was just nothing that Mousesports can do, and on top of that, the fight that Mousesports chose to take was also a bit of a split-up fight. Doom was at the back of the fight, going for the OD, I believe. But the rest of his team was not just, like, they were still on the front of the fight and they couldn't get close, and it was just split up. It was a bit of an awkward fight for them, where they couldn't get the coordination going. I mean, there's so much possible with the lineup of Mousesports. I mean, you've got the Fiend Script, the Silence, the Hex, the Doom. It's, like, there's so much, but they couldn't get anything done. Well, there is a Fiend Script. Fly silenced up, so nobody can interrupt him, and that's gonna be no-till. Given up for dead by Fly right here.
For 2 ultimates.
Trixie with the haste rune, that's gonna be Bane found and killed. BKB, Exist jumps himself in, finds himself too, has to get out of there already, dies before he can. A Doom still up on Hani, but oh, he might actually die. Disruption will save him, but it will also cost the life of the one that put him there. Yeah, that's gonna be only Mirana left alive, and the only reason for that is that she had the Moonlight Shadow up. I mean, that was just a show of dominance.
Yeah, and Era actually got that last skill with a misclick, so that says a lot about how much ahead they are right now.
He's got a Scotty. Oh well, why not? If you have the gold for it, right? Disruption coming out, the stomp not hitting, not timed properly, but they should be able to get the kill. Trixie just punches once, it's enough. That's gonna be GG indeed. Mousesports, they'll lose this game. Fnatic, they keep their wins going, and they have to keep their wins going because, I mean, they still have most games to play of anybody here in Star Series, and they're only allowed to basically lose 1 more game if they still want to have the chance at going to Kiev, because it's gonna be so tight. Like, at some point, if there's even scores, it's gonna be all about the head-to-head score, and I mean, that's gonna be coming in, I think, because there's so many teams sitting on 3 losses. Though there's also quite a few that's still sitting on 2 losses, and I mean, if they keep that up, then, well, then we won't see anybody else apart from the teams with 2 losses, which means that there's not going to be Alliance or Na'Vi because both of those have 3 losses. But we'll see. We've got ourselves 3 more games tonight. The first one up is going to be OSG versus Power Rangers. Afterwards, we're going to see Cupid versus Flipside, and Fnatic is back again with their last game today, and when they will be facing SSD for the last match. So first we're going to see Power Rangers versus OSG. We're slightly behind schedule, so we should be having the game real fast. So stay tuned for another game of StarLadder Star Series, of course. It is day 21 and you're still watching Season 8.